Military members and veterans are killing themselves at an alarming rate, a rate much higher than the general population. Making matters even worse, the Veterans Administration did not spend millions of dollars in suicide prevention funds. The News 4 Tucson investigators wanted to find out what's being done to make sure veterans here in southern Arizona are getting the life-saving help they need.
I know that we're losing 22, 23 a day, veterans, to suicide. And a lot of those people, I know personally can be helped. I was at the verge when I came here.
James Allman is one of many military veterans who have contemplated suicide. He was just 19 years old when he deployed overseas to fight in the Gulf War, where he says the constant barrage of Scud missiles was nearly too much to handle.
You know, it was 4 or 5 times a day for about 4 months, and after a while you were just like, you know, hey, let's just get this done. You're looking at your life going by every 30 seconds, you're just like, wow, you know, it's tough.
So tough, Allman says he often thought he wouldn't mind getting hit. Allman told the News 4 Tucson investigators he has high praise for the mental health professionals at the Tucson VA, but he also says they are extremely outnumbered.
We have 7 psychiatrists on staff, and we're allocated for 15. Where's that money going?
And that's the question many people are now asking. According to a Government Accountability Office report, last fiscal year, the VA only spent $57,000, or less than 1% of the money set aside for outreach and public awareness related to veteran suicide prevention.
The fact that the bureaucrats failed to use the resources we gave them in order to reach out to these hurting veterans is unacceptable.
Senator Martha McSally serves on the Committee on Veterans Affairs. McSally tells the News 4 Tucson investigators in her first cabinet meeting, she talked with Robert Wilkie, the new secretary of the VA. Wilkie says the suicide prevention funds were not spent because the department's top suicide prevention post was vacant for almost a year.
Give me a break. You know, where was the deputy? Was there not one person coming to work every single day in the organization saying, excuse me, we need to make sure we're outreaching and that we're getting to these veterans? Was everybody asleep at the switch?
As a veteran herself, this topic is personal for Senator McSally.
I have, friends that I served with who are no longer here because of this issue. So this is very real to me. If there's one more thing that we could do, to help a veteran who's struggling because they served, because of the wounds of war that they brought back. And somehow you have bureaucrats that are not using the resources that we're giving them in order to save their lives. That's just unacceptable, and this is very personal for me.
Across the VHA, approximately 764 suicide attempts every month. So it's a very large number. Nationwide, we have approximately 20 suicides every day, and so of those 20, only 6 of them are actually receiving services through the VA.
Kara Gockler is a suicide prevention coordinator at the Tucson VA. She tells the News 4 Tucson investigators they are working hard to get the word out that help is available.
So we have a ton of resources here, and that is the biggest piece, is we don't know every single veteran that isn't engaged here. So we need to get help from the community and partners to just spread the word about suicide prevention, how to get someone treatment, and what are those warning signs and symptoms.
There's absolutely no doubt that I would like to see more done.
Allman now spends time helping other veterans who are thinking about taking their lives. He's been there, so he knows what others may be going through.
These programs do work, and you just have to be willing. It's all about willingness, and if you're willing to kill yourself, then you should be willing to try to save yourself, because you are worth saving. There is nothing that says that you should go out there and do something like that ever, not ever.
Senator McSally tells the News 4 Tucson investigators that she's going to follow through and make sure the new leadership at the VA is doing its job and being more effective in getting the word out that help is available. If you're a veteran, or if you know a veteran who is contemplating suicide, we put the number to the Veterans Crisis Line on our website, KVOA.com. And if you have a story you'd like the News 4 Tucson investigators to look into, email us at investigators@KVOA.com or call the News 4 Tucson investigators tip line at 955-4444.